The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra and Kumasi. We are on Love 99.5 FM. Affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We are on Castle FM in Cape Coast, Kaliawo FM in Nakachi, Jata FM in Karaga. We are live on X Spaces. We are on Facebook. We are on myjoyonline.com. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrol Sol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duro Plus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with a level indicator, and where Dura Plus goes, water flows. This afternoon, don't assent to the Proper Human, Sexual and Family Values Bill. Latest caution to President Akufo-Addo, this time from Ghana's Finance Ministry, which cites the possible risk of losing $3.8 billion in international funding. You want to stay for details of that. And as President Akufo-Addo's dilemma deepens, we'll hear from the Majority Leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who says many MPs could not speak up against the bill for fear of victimization.
When I moved a motion for secret ballot, do you know why? I was receiving a lot of text messages
from your members,
from MPs, especially those on the NDC side, saying that, leader, if you are able to push for secret ballot, we'll come and vote. Because people are worried.
But a former Deputy Attorney General is asking President Akufo-Addo to give his assent.
It's a 275-member house, and I didn't hear any dissenting voice, at least when the question was put.
Will the president assent to it, you'd say?
You know, the circumstances of our times, I would say that for now, he needs to assent.
But what exactly is the state of the bill now? As the Speaker take you live to Parliament for the very latest. Also this afternoon, parents unleashed their anger on the Ministry of Education, expressing disgust at not just the quality but the quantity of meals served their children in some senior high schools.
Every week you have to send food to your children, and you have to find a teacher or somebody who lives in the school to cook for your child.
When media bring out a report, you are coming out that you have gone to do investigation. In which school?
We'll get to hear from the Education Ministry ahead of a Joy News investigation unveiling a grim situation where SHS students barely receive nutritionally adequate meals.
For us, when we went to the schools, the reverse is however true in our case. And there were stocks of beans, stocks of soya beans, in terms of even macro. I mean, these are all video, they are video evidences to this.
We have details, and we enter the election headquarters where the Electoral Commission has released a calendar building up to the 2024 general elections. Details as the Commission targets May 7 as the beginning of the voters' registration exercise, which is already generating mixed reactions from political parties.
One cannot accept this calendar as the official calendar of the Electoral Commission.
It has been long overdue, and the parties are waiting to get this confirmation.
An independent cannot run for president and all those things. They must address those matters.
We have sports.
Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf outlines maintenance plan for facilities post-Africa Games.
And much later, we focus on the cookathons, and Chef Smith's team describes the result of Chef Fila and Efua Santua as an inspiration for them to push harder.
Chef Smith, basically, what I've learned about him is that he's a self-motivated individual. It's not impacting us in any way. And the cooking is on till set March, with details of that and more here on the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. Thanks for staying with us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We're digging now and don't assent to the Proper Human, Sexual and Family Values Bill, what we call the anti-gay bill. That's the latest caution to President Akufo-Addo, this time from Ghana's Finance Ministry. In a press release issued Monday, March 4, the Finance Ministry cautioned that such an action could lead to severe repercussions on the country's financial support from international organizations like the Bretton Woods institutions. My colleague Elton Brobe has a copy of that two-page statement from the Finance Ministry, joins me with all the details of what we are learning. Let's first talk about the impact it will have, or this particular bill will have, on the World Bank funded programs.
Well, according to the statement from the Ministry of Finance, the expected $300 million financing from the First Ghana Resilient Recovery Development Policy Operation, currently before Parliamentary seeking approval, might not be disbursed by the World Bank when it is approved by Parliament. They also said that ongoing negotiation on the second Ghana Resilient Recovery Development Policy Operation budget support amounting to another $300 million may be suspended ongoing negotiation for $250 million to support the Ghana Financial Stability Fund may also be suspended by the World Bank. Disbursement of the undisbursed amount totaling $2.1 billion for ongoing projects would also be suspended, and preparation of pipeline projects and declaration of effectiveness for 2 projects totaling $900 million may be suspended. Full details of the World Bank portions are attached, and it's attached to this document. Also, in total, Ghana, according to the Minister of Finance, is likely to lose $3.8 billion in World Bank financing for the next 5 years to 6 years. For 2024, Ghana will lose $600 million budget support and $250 million for the Financial Stability Fund. And this, according to the ministry, will negatively impact on Ghana's foreign exchange reserve and exchange rate.
Well, so that's not all. They also cite the impact on the 2024 budget.
They say that the potential loss of these financial resources creates a financial gap in the 2024 budget that must be addressed either through a significant reduction in the expenditure or additional domestic revenue mobilization. Failing this, government ability to achieve the target in the 2024 budget will be undermined, and the IMF EFC program will be derailed.
And they have some recommendations.
Well, before the recommendation, they talk about impact on the IMF program. They say that the IMF has not indicated, but the IMF policy on inclusiveness is key in this matter. There's also impact on debt restructuring program, impact on the Africa Development Bank, and possible adverse reaction from Germany and the wider European community. On the recommendation, at the presidential level, we recommend a structured engagement with local consecutive forces, such as religious bodies and faith-based organizations, to communicate the economic implication of the passage of the anti-LGBTQ bill and to build a strong coalition and a framework for supporting key development initiatives that are likely to be affected. An effective engagement with conservative countries, including the Arab countries and China. This could help trigger resources to fill in the potential financial gaps to be created. And they also asked the president may also defer ascending to the bill until the court rules on the legal issues tabled by key national stakeholders, that's the CEOs and SHRAG. At the Ministry of Finance level, the ministry will continue to engage with the IMF on the alternative credible source of funding that will plug the financial gap. And also GRA to embark on a vigorous revenue mobilization drive, focusing on implementation and approval measures as well as compliance. Consider possible expenditure rationalization to accommodate the shock from the potential withdrawal of resources. And finally, leverage on the Ghana Beyond Aid principles and change the structure of our resource mobilization. And they say that the passage of the bill calls for fortifying local financial system, strengthening African financial institutions, as well as development journey in partnership with other countries to address the shortfalls.
So that's a statement from the Finance Ministry to President Akufo-Addo. Well, already there's been some reactions in Parliament. I'll take you there. They've already been describing this as tragic development. But Majority Leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, says some MPs could not speak against the bill for fear of victimization. The bill passed on Wednesday, 28 February. It's intended to criminalize the promotion, advocacy, funding, and acts of homosexuality. Foreign partners, including the United States Ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer. We've also been hearing from the UK. They say the bill's passage will affect Ghana's economy and international reputation. The Majority Leader, whose proposed amendments were unsuccessful, tells Joy News the implications are dire for the country.
We are dealing with a very serious matter. Elton, I'm a private sector person. I hear and I see. I'm a practitioner of the law. I hear and I see. I'm a family man. I'm a father. I hear and I see.
As a businessman, are you worried about the implications on your business? Because you probably
as a Ghanaian, I'm worried about everything. When I was expressing my own views, I have very bosom friends who are coming to me, Kwamina, because of your future. I said, what future? Look, I don't mind. If the people of Efutu will say, look, these were your views, so sit at home, I will.
That's Majority Leader there, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, but a former Deputy Attorney General, Joseph Dindiok Bemka, is urging President Akufo-Addo to listen to the reaction of Ghanaians and give his assent to the bill.
Parliament, the reflection that they had, the conversation they had, the discussion they had, the analysis and everything point to the fact that what they have done will bring greater joy to the greater majority of Ghanaians. Now, it is not without regard to minority opinion anyway, because minority rights are also supposed to be protected. And that is why I again commend them to the skies about what they did specifically under Section 17 to protect, because otherwise we're going to have tomorrow morning people chasing and beating up others at market centers and other places, by the roadside and etc. That fear that the majority of people had has been settled by the provisions under Section 17. It's a 275-member house. And I didn't hear any dissenting voice, at least when the question was put. So the assumption fundamentally is that all 275 MPs accepted that it becomes law. And that means that it represents the aspirations of our people, because the 275
Will the president assent to it, you'd say?
I will say that for now, the circumstances of our times, I will say that for now, he needs to assent.
That's the former Deputy Attorney General Joseph Dendiok Pemka. So come Wednesday will be exactly 1 week since the bill was passed, and it's unclear if the final document has been dispatched by Parliament to the Jubilee House. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kwekwa Sante joins us on the line with the latest on this. So what do we know? What are we learning?
And if I can confirm that Parliament has completed in terms of incorporating amendments into the bill. That is normally the last stage that will pave the way for the clerk to Parliament to send that bill to the desk of the President. And the expectation is that this week, the clerk to Parliament, Cyril Kwabena Otininsia, will dispatch that bill that was unanimously approved by the House last week to the desk of the President. We cannot confirm exactly when, but the sponsors are hopeful by the end of this week, the President will be seized with the matter and the decision will now lie with him.
And then we have a statement from the Finance Ministry. You've been putting that to some MPs. What's been the reaction so far?
Emefa, the reaction has been furious, even on members of the majority side. Some of them not speaking to me on the record, telling me that they do not like the tone of the letter that the Finance Ministry has sent to the government. And the minority MPs are even more furious. They say that the Finance Ministry is simply putting money above the proper family human rights of Ghanaians. And that as far as they are concerned, that letter from the Finance Ministry to the President is a non-starter. They expect the President to sign the law, and if he does not, the bill will come to Parliament, and they are confident they will get a 2/3 majority to get the bill through.
That's my colleague Kwekwa Sante there. We'll get many more of those reactions subsequently. There's more also on myjoyonline.com. But let me bring in one of the sponsors of the bill, Emmanuel Kwesi Bedra. We are grateful for your time here on the Midday News. So you've been reading portions of that Finance Ministry statement. They are citing 3.8 billion in international funding as reasons why they're asking President Akufo-Addo to hold on with assent into the bill. That's really a good case, isn't it?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your cherished listeners. I'm really surprised that the Ministry of Finance, with 3 ministers coming from Parliament, would alter this letter or recommendation to the President. It's really surprising. Initially, my doubt about this recommendation is that it might not be emanating from the Ministry of Finance. But since Joy FM can confidently confirm that this is coming from Ministry of Finance, I will do whatever I need to see on your credibility, because I doubted this letter. If you look at the Ministry of Finance own motto, as part of their letterhead, you'll notice that they've written professional, ethical, efficient, responsive, transforming Ghana beyond aid. Transforming Ghana beyond aid. Now, if you have a ministry that has a motto that they want to transform Ghana beyond aid, and the same ministry will come and recommend to the President that he should suspend the assent of a deal that was passed by Parliament, including parliamentarians, including 3 of our colleagues, Honorable Ami Anta, who is a member of Parliament in this House, Honorable Abena Asare is a member of Parliament in this House, and Honorable John Kuma are all members of Parliament in this House.
And did they at any point in time raise any concerns about these implications in Parliament during the debate?
At all, the only person who raised concern is the current majority leader.
Okay.
So for 3 of them to come out, meeting with the chief directors and so on and so forth, to come out with this thing, I doubt it in the first place. Because not Ami Anta, whose spiritual head, the chief imam, just last Friday, made a pronouncement that the president should assent to this bill.
And I know John Kuma's wife has a church in Accra here.
But Mr. Bedra, that's the point in personalizing this. They are not raising this issue in their personal capacities. They are raising it as the Ministry of Finance and the implications it will have on us.
If you read the recommendation, carefully, they said that they want the president or the government to engage with local conservative forces such as religious bodies and faith-based organizations to communicate the economic implications of the passage of the anti-LGBTQ bill. That is the recommendation, that they should engage religious bodies. So we are going to engage Chief Imam. We are going to engage John Kuma's wife. We are going to engage the Christ Apostolic Church International. Is that how they are trying to tell us?
But that's not just the recommendation, at least. You're taking just one recommendation out of the lot.
Emefa, you could even see that in their own negotiations with African Development Bank, they said the passage of the bill will not have any impact on or not have any problem with them at all. So African Development Bank has agreed that a passage of this bill will not have any problem. Now,
but apart from the Africa Development Bank, at least we are hearing the other concerns that have been raised, especially by the IMF amongst others, and they talk about the 3.8 billion impact it will have on us. At least that's something we should be looking at.
3.8 billion. Is it the money that we are talking about? Or we are talking about protecting our own integrity, our cultural values, and our morality. That is not what we are talking about. They can go to hell with their 3.8 billion. If we, as Ghanaians, are saying that Ghana beyond it, the president and the whole government, including all of us, agree that Ghana should go beyond it, why should we be grappling for 3.8 billion? Because of that, we should go kowtow to them and we should agree with whatever they tell us.
Okay. We are grateful for your time. That's one of the sponsors of the bill, Emmanuel Kwesi Bedra. They're reacting to that statement from the Finance Ministry and the implications it will have if indeed President Akufo-Addo assents to the proper human, sexual and Ghanaian family values bill that was passed in Parliament. Definitely, subsequently, we'll be hearing more on this particular matter. But let me take you now to the education front. And frustrated parents have unleashed their anger at the Ministry of Education, expressing dissatisfaction with the quality and quantity of meals served to their children in some senior high schools. Amidst growing concerns over the standards of food provided, parents demand immediate action to rectify the situation. This comes after the trailer of an upcoming Joy News expose titled Empty Plate. The free SHS promise revealed many SHS students are scarcely receiving nourishing meals. Here are excerpts ahead of the full airing next week.
Sometimes they'll give you Gary, don't give you this. They'll give you this, they don't give you the Gary. So a school that is not having even 900 students is supposed to have 3 bags a day to feed 900 students.
Every night, these children go to bed burdened with thoughts about what they will eat when they wake up to a new day.
It's all about the quantity, and then the jollof too quantity, very small. And then the amount of sauce they serve per table, they are sitting with it. Very soon. Some people don't even get it sometimes.
It is no fault of theirs that the government that promised their parents free education is unable to provide enough food to feed their youthful appetites.
And sometimes kinky. The kinky they give us stew or sugar with no fish.
Empty Plate. The free SHS promise. Coming soon on Joy News.
Well, some students from Malco Girls Senior High School have verified the poor quality of meals they are subjected to.
The food, sometimes you go to the hall, we don't get enough food, so we are really struggling with the food though. The food we eat, because something counts your blessing. The count your blessing is opposite. The way it is not good at all, and we have something gas and rice. The way the rice is, it's not nice at all. We don't have fish, egg, nothing. There's no sugar, milk, nothing is packed. Oh, okay. So the meal is not balanced.
I would say it's not healthy, not at all. Sometimes you'll be eating and you see stones, and things in the food. There's balanced diet. Sometimes you can be eating banku for a month. Yes, afternoon and evening, every day. Afternoon, evening. For the past 3 weeks, I've been eating rice till now.
I
And then the porridge they give us like no milk. Sometimes the milk one thing they'll have to share it with 10 pantries. One thing no.
We can now listen to some parents who have also been reacting to the development on the Super Morning Show, expressing their disgust at the quality of meals offered the award. Some of them have had to resort to alternatives catering for their children.
Every week you have to send food to your children, and you have to find a teacher or somebody who lives in the school to cook for your child at your own expense. And they are sitting here telling us what? You look at the children when they come back from school, how lean they have grown. It's like we are punishing them just because of politics.
When media bring out a report, you are coming out that you have gone to do investigation. In which school? We pay so much money in feeding our children every day.
Every week, I have to send him close to 100 cedis to supplement the food he takes from the dining hall. And they tell you that you are told to come with your own bread and sugar and sometimes milk. The situation is very bad.
What is the essence of this free education?
Which school is your child in?
Kuboges.
What's the situation there?
Very bad. Look, if you ask her now, she can't go to toilet because there's no balanced diet.
But I think there's no perfect sense in this way. And I think we have to slow down a bit for the government because all over the world there's no perfect system.
And there are teachers in the campus of schools who are taking advantage of this and they are cooking what the children call illegal food. So if somebody sits here in Accra and tell you that the children are being fed well, I think it is so crazy that they shouldn't get us annoyed.
Some parents who phoned into the Super Morning Show today, now take note, the empty plate, the free SHS promise is yet to be aired. We've only released a minute promo and already the Education Ministry has been responding.
You understand that, for instance, I was in Greater Accra. At every point, the schools buffer stock have to send about 18 food items, of course, coupled with the 30% of perishables that we pay to the schools. In terms of the perishables, the payment is up to date. No school is owed any arrears. But for instance, out of the 18 food items in Greater Accra, we realize that something like peanut, which is quite seasonal, and because we are in the lean season, are not in most of the schools. So what happens is that when, for instance, during their own going by their own menu, it's time to take peanut, they replace with another food item. But I mean, it's occasioned by the fact that we are in the lean season.
That's Kwesi Kwating speaks for the Education Ministry. They will stay a while longer on education, and basic schools in the Kumbungu district of the Northern Region are facing severe overcrowding, with the District Education Office reporting classrooms accommodating more than 70 pupils. The head teacher of Kumbungu Primary School, Abdullah Abdul Rahman, emphasized that the school is confronted with even more pressing issues.
There has been so many challenges, but I would like to start only the most pressing ones. Large class size. This is the breakdown of our enrollment. KG1, we have 55 students. KG2, we have 59 people. Basic 1, we have 95 people. Basic 2, we have 130 people in the class. Basic 3, we have 115 people in the class. Basic 4, there are 113. Basic 5, they are 95. Basic 6, they are 118. And the boys are 57 and the girls are 61. Another challenge we are facing is inadequate furniture.
Now, during a brief handover ceremony of a 6-unit classroom block to Kumbungu DA Primary School, the Deputy Director of Education, Salifun Nakbari, is hopeful the challenges will be addressed.
When you visit DA Primary, actually you will feel it. The classes are congested. You move into a class and you will see 70 to 80 learners in one classroom. How possible can teaching and learning be effective? That is the question we should ask ourselves.
Now, more than 200 students from Ejiso Senior High Technical School have been displaced after a rainstorm tore off the roofing of a dormitory block, causing it to land on high-tension cables and the school's main gate. My colleague Ohiming Teria visited the schools. Here's his report.
Students are not only stranded, but the academic work is disrupted. Municipal Chief Executive for Ejiso, Samuel Odro-Frimpong, who led officials to visit the school, says efforts are being made to resolve the issue of accommodation.
Because the boys slept in the classroom yesterday, that was a temporary measure. We needed to get a place for them this morning. Lucky enough for us, PBC, they have some buildings around. And he has given us one of the rooms to transfer all the 150 boys to the place so they can have a place to put their head.
Saturday's heavy rainfall did not only affect Ejiso Senior High Technical School, but also affected Ejoso Experimental School and that of Krapa MA Basic School. Municipal Chief Executive Samuel Odro Frimpong tells Joy News the Municipal Assembly is collaborating with the Member of Parliament for the area to find lasting solution to the issue.
This is the oldest building so far as the school is concerned. It's been here for almost 80 years. So no wonder it was affected by the rains yesterday.
From the Edrisu Senior High Technical School, we'll take a quick break here on the Midday News, live on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, affiliate across Ghana's 16 regions. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter Spaces, that's X Spaces, and myjoyonline.com. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, where Duraplus goes, water flows. We've been hearing from the Ministry of Finance asking President Akufo-Addo not to assent to the proper human, sexual and family values bill. Already MPs are describing it as tragic. We return from the break with sports and Electoral Commission releases calendar building up to the 2024 general elections. Details as the commission targets May 7 as the beginning of the voters registration exercise, which is already generating mixed reactions.
One cannot accept this calendar as the official calendar of the Electoral Commission.
It has been long overdue, and the parties are waiting to get this confirmation.
An independent cannot run for president and all those things. They must address those matters.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus, upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
Many thanks for keeping us company. Let's do sports now. Mubarak, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Emefa. Yes, and so the Sports Minister, Mustafa Yusuf, has unveiled a maintenance plan for the facilities constructed for the Africa Games, ensuring their use beyond the imminent event. Now, with a substantial investment of about $195 million at Borteman, Legon, and the Games Village, the government hopes to leave a lasting legacy. Now, here's Mustafa Yusuf, who spoke at a press briefing this morning.
To ensure the facilities are well maintained for the continuous benefit of the good people of our country, the facilities at Botima will be converted to the University for Sports for Development after the Games to ensure sustainability and legacy of these Games. Additionally, infrastructure such as hostel facilities, football pitches, cafeteria, medical centers will be provided at the site. This will attract local and foreign sports federations to camp in Ghana and prepare for various competitions. The expectation is that once we finish this game, we should use the facilities that we have gotten to drive more traffic for competitions here in Ghana. And that is the plan that we have put together.
That's Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Let's hit the election headquarters, made possible by Petrosol and CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountant, AICPA, and CIMA together as the associations of international, organizations. Well, the Electoral Commission has begun the countdown to the highly anticipated 2024 general elections, and the calendar has been put out. Samuel Imbura of our political desk joins me in studio. Imbura, let's quickly walk through the lineup of activities.
Well, Emefa, from April, there'll be 56 days of public education on the voter registration exercise.
May 7 will be the registration of voters, which will last for 20 days. It will then be followed by a nationwide replacement of missing voter ID cards. The calendar also involves submitting provisional voters registers to political parties, exhibiting the voters register, and submitting the final register. The most critical part of the calendar will be the presentation of nominations for presidential and parliamentary elections by the political parties. For balloting of positions afterwards, special voting for selected professionals will follow on December 2nd. The main election day remains unchanged despite the controversies, and the expected declaration of presidential results is within 3 days from 7th December 2024.
Okay, you want to stay with us for subsequent, details of that particular situation. And where did the time go? Studios. What's happening?
Emefa, no, let me ask you first. Emefa, no, Jackie's cloth is ready. Is your National Cathedral cloth ready? In G, you're trying to. So netizens are saying that on the 6th of March 2024, we are commissioning the National Cathedral, and they are ready on Wednesday. They're going to try. They wear there's actually a video. There's actually a video of the finance minister saying that we'll commission it on the 6th of March. So netizens are saying that they are ready. 6th of March, Omuntumano, why are you ready?
Yeah, and that same day is when Chef Smith is also ending his cookathon. Yeah.
So after the commissioning, they'll go to Chef Smith and
yes, definitely.
And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am Emefa Apawu. Have a good afternoon. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil is up next as we celebrate 40 years of ICGC. Have a good afternoon.